Boom, we are pre-recorded today, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you have a fantastic day, morning, evening, whatever you might be doing. We hope you're having a great time doing what you love. We want to start off by thanking you for sharing your most valuable asset with us again today. Smash that thumbs up, because I'm sure a bunch of you already know you're going to love this content. If you're new here and you don't know if you'd like it, wait till the end and then smash the thumbs up if you don't like Roger Ver. Anyways, we're going to dive into the charts. I actually was chatting with someone, and I've actually been having this conversation a few times last while, and we had mentioned it before, is that the possibility of Bitcoins break up towards the $5,400 area. Now, there's a big gap in the volume profile fill in that particular place, and it was also one of the areas I suspected, well, I guess technical analysis points to the direction of a B wave leading us up to the $5,400 area. Now, we hadn't hit it yet, and this was one of the ideas that had, I guess, consistently pushed my mind that we were going to be just going lower faster. But as I've started to meditate on it a little bit more, yeah, who would have thought? I meditate! I decided that it's very, very possible, and if not more emotionally plausible, to suspect that the Bitcoin price run up into the $5,400 area is going to do one of the things that you're looking for. You're looking for exaggerated sentiments. Now, we've been charting Bitcoin here in this triangle for quite some time now, and it's normally a continuation pattern. Ascending triangles are normally continuation patterns in the direction that the index or your stock or whatever it was for most of this trading information comes from before. Now, for those of you that are interested, you can join our private trading Telegram and newsletter group. It also comes with private notes that are stored on our website. You can just scroll down to the links below. It's $20 a month, and we actually save a lot of this information, which is great for those of you that don't have time to listen to the videos or scroll through all the information, because every day we produce a 20-minute video, and there's lots of value hidden inside of that, so we're organizing it all for you. So if you want to, please join our newsletter. But I think what's happening here, and what I'm really interested to see, is this emotional fake out. Now, ascending triangles don't always have to be continuation patterns. This technical analysis just looks for the probabilities of outcomes. Now, this area right here, this massive fill gap between 55 and 47.50, this is what I'm starting to think now. I'm starting to suspect the likelihood of this fake out. Now, we've seen, and for any of you that have been here for quite some time, you know that Bitcoin has what's called like the moon and I'm going to call them the moon and Lambo kids, essentially, right? It's this emotional generation of people that are investing, thinking that that's how they're going to become rich. That usually happens more by accident than on purpose. If you look at the world's average of billionaires or people that are in the $100 million area, they're people that produce businesses, not bet on owning assets. But the group of I'm gonna call us the group of 9-year-olds that PewDiePie has brought into the speculative trading world, I think have the emotional characteristics of just that, and they're very volatile, because I myself am also very volatile. I understand that only because it fits my nature. Now, I'm not volatile about the price of money because I don't care. Not anywhere near as much as most people seem to, because I live in the jungle. I have my own water, my own solar, my own private well and greenhouse. Got like stacks of seeds in my freezer. I got a beautiful view of the jungle, and I got fast internet down here. I'm laughing. I have everything that I want and need. I'm enjoying the ride more so than just looking to, I need more. If I just had this much, I would. And that's what you see in this world. So what I want to exaggerate here is the likelihood of that emotional sentiment bringing us up to the $5,300 area and then come tumbling back down. Now, the reason I believe that's the case is because what I suspect will happen is that once we break out of this little triangle, especially with this golden cross, or what will appear as a golden cross on the daily, this is not always an excited breakout pattern. These are often quite what they call a bull trap. Anyways, I suspect that we're going to touch this $4,200 line area one more time, come back down to $3,750, and then have a potential breakout. Now, I was actually leaning against that for the last month and a half, that this was the break we were going to break down in this triangle. But over the last few days, after hearing some of the comments of people on our, by the way, if you haven't yet, follow us on Instagram, because we're going to do that. We're going to push out content on our Instagram. So it'd be great to build our following there as well. Follow us on Twitter too, at the Arcane Bear. That way we can, we're going to push out content and updates through all these ideas, but I guess I should be sharing this stuff with you. So if you guys have not yet, please join us at the Arcane Bear, both on Twitter and on Instagram. I know we're go with just Arcane Bear as our logo. We've actually cut the out of there, but these are the ones that we have for both Twitter and Instagram. Anyways, that's unimportant. What I wanted to highlight though was the likelihood of this emotional excitement driving us into the $5,300 area and then coming crashing back down. The emotional instability of our younger generations, as we get into understanding that business is a very powerful way to impact the world, or making bets that this is going to be their retirement. We saw that even as high, Bitcoin is up at $20,000. And because of the messages that I've got on Instagram and on Twitter from other people, this emotional sentiment analysis is really aggregated content from the consciousness of people that are telling me how they feel. Now, I remember when we had $6,000, everyone was like, oh, we'll never break below $6,000. The miners won't be profitable. That's what people were yelling. But guess what? It doesn't matter. The miners weren't profitable in Bitcoin back in the day. They were interested in keeping the network alive. It was a cool experiment. This is all this is. This is a social finance experiment. It is the most ingenious social science experiment we've ever seen. So, this is why I invested it. But the difficult part here is people are investing it as a speculative asset, which is really going to decrease or at least this in the short term is going to bring our value down because people don't understand what is going on. Well, that's normally the case anyways. So my new assertion over the next month is that we might see this breakout. Once this cross hits, probably, what is this? Mid-May, I think we're going to see a quick run up to 5,200 and then a smash down to, what is this? That's actually, the time frames are probably a little off here. Seems more likely. I was suspecting that we would be re-entering the bull market by somewhere in mid-December. So let's see if I were to actually draw this into some characteristic pattern. Here we go. Yeah, that we would be reaching the bottom probably around mid-September, October. This is a big time frame, which is why I should probably drive this. Anyways, none of this is all speculative, by the way. This is just a guess on a rough sketch of emotions. But I'm starting to feel that it's more likely we hit this $5,300 area, and that's when all the Moon and Lambo kids go, oh my God, see, we told you were wrong. We're not going lower. It's you can't mine Bitcoin at that price. But that's not how the big boys play, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to be driving the price down further. They want more cheaper, I guarantee that. So right at this top here, I think you're going to see a massive amount of old school wallets come online again, and they're going to smash the price down probably to 2,400. We'll see a quick bounce back up to the $3,500 area, just below where we were before, and then that final smash down into the, who knows, $1,000. My guess was $1,600 when I was looking at the volume profile fill. But anyways, we could go all the way down to $800 or $900, and that's the type of scared, depression, anger stage that we have not hit yet. People think we've hit that. We haven't. Not in the entire market. We've hit that in anyone who bought up here at $12,000 above this spike line, thinking that we're going to keep going. They're the people that are angry. The people that have been owning since $1,000, they're not angry yet. They haven't had that. So our first group of people that were really like what I'll call the original hodlers, they're not angry yet. Until they're angry, most of the market sentiments aren't coming from them. So that's my guess on Bitcoin. I think we might have that final little B wave breakout that we are looking for before. And that will also lead into the idea that everyone's gonna be like, oh yes, we hit the bottom. See, we told you were wrong. That's the sentiment I'm looking for. That's the sentiment I want. Obviously, oddly enough, you're wrong. Great. Let's find out. Let's find out who's wrong. So I do suspect that Bitcoin is going to make that quick little breakup, kind of confuse everyone. Everyone's going to jump back in thinking that's the end of this. That's like, that's it. We've re-entered a bull market. And then I think that's really where the bear market is going to really show how strong its face is. So I suspect over the next year, we're going to hit 5,400, come down to 2,800, bounce to 3,600, down to somewhere around 1,200 to 1,600. And then from there, we're going to just stair step all the way out from the beginning of, or I guess the end of 2019 all the way through 2020 back up to all-time highs in 2020 and just rocket ship well beyond into the $100,000 area, probably by early to late 2020. People talk about the halvening often. This is already priced into the market. It didn't used to be because it wasn't a very well-known fact. Now everybody and their dog talks about the market halvening. Anytime you see stuff like that over markets sentiment analysis, it already is priced in by the big boys. If you think, oh yeah, we're going to beat you to the punch because we know the halvening is coming, everybody knows now. Anyways, Raven has been a pleasure of a ride to join in on too. We just hit the final, what I consider to be one of the final extensions. Now we get to see if we hit a wave 4 and then wave 5, which could bring us as high as 2,300. This is not trading advice, obviously. The Bear Den and the private news group, we do offer our insight, but again, none of that is trading advice either. What we really want people to do is come up with their own strategy based off these tools to come up with a much more effective way to enter and exit positions. So Ravencoin again here, I think that this might be the end of the 4th wave here soon and then the start of the 5th, but we won't know. It could actually come breaking down here. I suspect that if we break the 1550 and more importantly on the 1 hour and the 1 day here, the 1540 and then the 1478, then that means that was the end of it. And that can very often be the case. None of this is exact. This is why building a good trading strategy is so important, is so that way when nothing is exact, you know that you're going to enter and exit with at least some fluidity in your mindset to know that, you know, this might not be the be-all, end-all of the trade idea, so to follow it closely. Like a lot of the times if I'm in a trade, I'm in that trade. That's it, right? So both Litecoin and Ethereum too are showing Bitcoin strength, right? When Bitcoin goes up, Litecoin and Ethereum follow. That shows me that there's no strength in either Litecoin or Litecoin or Ethereum. They pretty much just move off the back of the market sentiments of Bitcoin itself, that's great. That means they're correlated almost identically. So we can trade them quite similarly, which means if you see a top in Bitcoin, you sell the hell out of that top in Litecoin. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, again, this is the, hold on, let's find out. 12 minutes and 10 seconds. This is the end of the show. Thank you all for joining. Pound that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you have not already. Join the private Telegram channel's newsletter. 20 bucks a month, or don't. I don't really care. It doesn't matter. If you're hesitant, don't sign up. If you think, hey, is this worth 20 bucks a month? Off. I don't want you there. You should already know. If you don't already know, don't pay because I don't want you in our private group. That makes sense. You're the people that piss me off. Anyways, to the moon. And then back, because I like Earth better than I like the moon. So let's come back to Earth, ladies and gentlemen. This is T with the Arcane Bear. We hope you have a lovely time. We'll be back online again tomorrow with some more fresh T-Ho Bear updates. And, you know, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you so much. We love you. See you on the other side of the camera screen. Someone of you asked, see you on the other side of the what? Of the camera screen.